Hello, and welcome back to Darth Buallz and Bourbon. We've got a new limited edition whiskey to try today. It is an end-of-year annual release, and it comes from, this may be a little hint over here, and if you're married, you know a lot about this, okay? So it comes from a distillery, Brown Forman, and if you're married, you know all about this being locked inside of a box and never being used. And we're talking about, you may have guessed it, a little KoK. A little KoK, just a little 1 ounce KoK. Okay? I was told I didn't take advantage of handy jokes in one of my last videos. So we're going to be taking full advantage of all the KoK jokes today, because I'm sure you've never heard of them. We got fancy glass. Let's go ahead and glug this bad boy in here. All right, so King of Kentucky, 2024, 132 proof. I believe this one is 15 years. It's either 15 or 16, but I think it's 15. Don't quote me on that. I can fact check later. I'm going to attempt to edit this video and maybe put a little graphic over here or over here or over here. I don't know. But I want a big picture of KoK, King of Kentucky, right on the screen to tell you the deets of what it is, proof, barrels, whatever there may be on there. But if you want to take a looker there. So pretty nice dark color. Not as dark as I was maybe expect for a 15 or 16 year product. Ooh, baby. Nose is nice. Definitely some proof in there. This is a very pleasant smelling KoK, though. So it was only a little 1 ounce KoK pour. But it's a mighty KoK. So for anyone who doesn't know, Brown Forman, King of Kentucky, it's really their biggest release of the year. I mean, I think, what, Old Forester? Birthday bourbon? That's Brown Forman? I don't remember. I might cut that part out in case I look like an idiot. But anyway, this is probably the most sought after, most rare release of Brown Forman for the year. Nose is nice. It initially was very pungent, proofy. Smells really nice though. It's kind of, even as it's been sitting here just a few minutes, getting a little more, your typical caramel, vanilla. Nice oak. Nice oaky character too. I like that. All right. Well, without further ado, let's take a sip, put this KoK in our mouth. Cheers. I mean, that is pretty darn good. I forgot to point out, this is a sample given to me by Adam. Thank you, sir. He tried it on a fresh crack last week, I think, somewhere around there. He said it was good, but he liked the 23 better, and I think he liked the 21 better. So at least, hot take, first take from when he poured it. Not his favorite of the KoKs that he has had the pleasure of enjoying in his mouth. But man, that first sip, pretty good. Now I've got something kind of weird on the back end that I'm not in love with, like on the very, very back end. Like thought I was already kind of through everything, and then like kind of on this back end I almost get like a metallic something, but like the mouthfeel on it was excellent. Nose is great. Was very solid all throughout the palate. I also, something I read early in my whiskey career when I was still drinking mostly scotch, somebody or multiple people had suggested you should leave the whiskey on your tongue for as many years, for 1 second for every year it's spent in the barrel. I don't always do that, because obviously when it's on your tongue, especially high proof, it's going to generate a lot of saliva. That saliva then obviously dilutes the whiskey a little bit. So it is kind of a thing you do twofold, because one, you're getting to enjoy it more on your tongue, let it hit all parts of your tongue, taste buds, etc. But then also so that you're not just taking 132 proof straight to the dome and going, whew, that's hot, which I certainly do, but like you get much more enjoyment, especially out of something that's a limited release, by letting it sit on your tongue a bit. So I'm going to take a little sip of agua just to like get that kind of little bit of weird taste out, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, nose is very enjoyable. Got kind of that normal Brown Forman profile, but there's a lot of oak. I don't know the mash bill on this. That's another one where I'll put a nice graphic, right here or something, maybe, if I learn how to edit videos. Or if any of you guys want to do it for me, let me know in the future. I'll hire you for 10% of what I make through YouTube. You know what? I'll make it 30% of what I make from YouTube. Which is nothing. All right. Sip number 2 of this big, bold, beautiful KoK, King of Kentucky. I mean, it's got a great Kentucky hug on the finish. Gives you that nice tingly feeling all throughout. Almost like you get after you use mouthwash, you kind of have that nice tingly feel on your tongue where your mouth feels very fresh. Except this is like way better than mouthwash. Obviously, mouthwash has a terrible finish when you swallow it. Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, this is nice. There's something on the very back end of this that I'm not in love with. It's really about my only knock on it is the front part of the palate, or the palate, like when it's on the tongue. Very good. Mouthfeel is very good. Nice and thick, viscous, KoK. I gotta put a counter up here too. Somewhere. Over here. I don't know. Once again, I'm going to learn how to edit videos, and hopefully I do on this one so that you can see how terrible I am at doing that. But I got to learn a new skill somehow. But the nose is good. No complaints on the nose. And like I said, mouthfeel very good. I like it on the tongue quite a bit. Finish is nice. Big, nice Kentucky hug. Finish is pretty solid. But there's like something I'm not in love with on the very back end of the finish. Almost like after the finish is done. So it's like almost like after the KoK is finished, then it gets post-nut clarity. And then I'm kind of feeling bad about it. All right, last sip. That was when I almost hit the back of the throat, and it would have ruined my night. but I caught it just in time. And plus it was a smaller sip. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much at all negative to say about this. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I've certainly going off memory, I don't have a King of Kentucky to compare it to. I've never gotten one. They're a pretty rare bottle in general, even in the Chicago area where we get seemingly everything and large amounts of everything. But luckily I've got some friends who do. And I've had the fortune to try a couple different years. Plus, when I was down in Louisville, we tried, I don't remember which one, but it was like a 18-year, or maybe it was 2016. I can't remember. Anyway, that one was phenomenal. That was probably the best KoK I've had, at least Brown Forman King of Kentucky whiskey. Not the best KoK in general. But this, very good. 2024 King of Kentucky, 132 proof. Like I said, I think it's 15 year. No, I think it's 16 year. Like I said, I'll try to get a graphic and put it up here on the video. I'll definitely specify in the comments before I post this. But I think overall, I got to give this it's a solid 8.4. I would say an 8.4. I think it could do to have just a little extra on the finish. It's like it finished, but I didn't finish yet, and it didn't care. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the nose is great. The nose is very good, very oaky. Lots of vanilla caramel. But that oak is real nice. Kind of typical Brown Forman nose, if you're comparing against some other stuff. The palate, mouthfeel, enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I said, really, it could use maybe a little bit more complexity. And then the finish is nice, big, nice hug. But it's kind of like big, nice hug. And that's kind of it. And like I said, there's just something I can't put my finger on the very back end of this KoK. It's like really on the back side of my throat. There's just something that I'm like, I don't really love it. So either way, still a great pour. I think if you get this for retail, or you can trade up for it, trade some taters, you're not going to be disappointed. I think I said 8.4. I stand by that. Probably about an 8.4, somewhere in there. Obviously, if I had the bottle, I'd revisit it somewhere in the next probably 4 to 6 weeks to see how it opens up. Anytime you've got like those high age stated things, they take a little bit of time to kind of really get to where they need to be, in my opinion. Because if something sits in a barrel for a long time, I think you should give it a little bit of time, to kind of open up and let you show what it's really made of. So like that KoK's not going to be great when you first get it out, but after you let it air out, get bigger. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm pushing it too hard. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching me put KoK in my mouth. I hope if you guys have KoKs at home that you enjoy them, and you enjoy them with friends. Share your KoK with your friends. Share your KoK with your wife, your husband, your friends. Just don't share your KoK with kids. You need to be 21 to drink, obviously. So thanks for tuning in. I got a little sneak peek for my next video. My first whiskey review ever was almost a year ago, and it was, well, you can go back and look and find it. But I'll just tell you, this is a little screen grab from it. And a certain someone sent me a redemption batch, which you may see over here. So my next whiskey review video will be Mellow Fucking Corn Batch 3. My first one was Mellow Corn Batch 1. It's a fun little thing. You can go back and watch that one. But overall, it wasn't great. It was fun, but not great whiskey. But like I said, this will be next. This will certainly be the thumbnail for the next video as well. Thank you in advance, Cole. I truly appreciate it. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night. And like I said, enjoy some KoK.